walking around like the world's about to end. And if you're asking me, my mind would agree. These days we all feel small, my friend. It's getting harder and harder to hold our heads up high. Baby, let's circle the wagons, show the dragons they know how to fly. We know how to fly. Gravity can't hold us down. We're moving past the speed of sound. That's the point. From here on out, there's no going back. 'Cause we were born for better days. We'll find a way, yeah. We're gonna be bigger. Don't give up, you're more than enough. Believe me, love, yeah. We're gonna be bigger. Looking at everybody else and you hate yourself and it hurts your heart. Yeah, it's easy to let it make you forget it. You're perfect the way you are. Gravity can't hold us down. We're moving at the speed of sound. That's the point. From here on out, there's no going back. 'Cause we were born for better days. We'll find a way, yeah. It's gonna be bigger. Don't give up, you're more than enough. Believe me, love, yeah. It's gonna get bigger. If they're uninvited, don't shut your mouth, don't keep quiet. Just let them know that they can't try it, that your body's your temple and they can't buy it. Nobody's money, no amount of power, no kind of bait can make you take and hate yourself for what you did. You won't forget, they can't forgive, they think they're big, but you're bigger. We were born for better days. We'll find a way, yeah. We're gonna be bigger. Don't give up, you're more than enough. Believe me, love, yeah. You're gonna get bigger. We were born for better days. We'll find a way, yeah. We're gonna be bigger. Don't give up, you're more than enough. Believe me, love, yeah. You're gonna get bigger.
Welcome to everyone. Wherever you are, whenever you tune in, we are so glad that you have joined us today at First Unity Church of St. Louis. We know that each one of you watching is bringing something wonderful and unique to our spiritual community, and it is our fervent prayer that you take something equally unique and wonderful away. I affirm that although we are separated in physicality, we are definitely one in spirit. And whether you are watching for the first time or whether you're a long-term member, we are together. We are connected. We're very happy to have Steve Schenkel and Deborah Sharn with us today. Thank you, too, for that beautiful beginning with the song Bigger. And they will be back with us later in the service. Our videographer today is Patricia Reese, assisted by her husband Dennis. Thank you both. And Kathy Boyd, chair of our videography team, for your amazing leadership in editing. We appreciate you all greatly. Gratitude also goes to our incredible sound engineer, Jeremiah Bircher. Jeremiah is going to be very helpful with our new equipment when it is installed. And thanks also to today's prayer chaplain, Linda Harr, and to all the prayer chaplains who have supported us throughout this entire year. It was another busy week at First Unity. Our floor project is 99% complete, and our sanctuary renovation work has finally begun. I emailed pictures last week of the work in progress. I don't have a completion date, but unfortunately it looks like it will be after Easter. And we hope that you don't have any difficulties with sound today, because our old sound system has been removed and our new sound is not yet installed. So we're doing the best we can with that. I have a few announcements. First of all, our 2 online sessions for kids are ready. If you have special children in your life, send their parents or guardians' email addresses to us, at First Unity, and the way it works is you will receive an email from YouTube with a link to the video. And there will also be a link on our website. Thanks to Cindy Gibbs, who created and taught these amazing lessons, and to our videographer, producer, and director, Kathy Boyd, for all your work on this project. Also, mark your calendars for the 40th Women's Interfaith Conference to be held via Zoom on April 8th from 10 in the morning until noon. The theme this year is Women of Faith, Beyond Stereotypes to Truth. Registration is free and donations are gratefully accepted. Registration information is available on our website, unistl.org. If you ordered an Easter lily this year, we will be contacting you to let you know when it is available for pickup. And I saved the best announcement for last. Our wonderful LUT, licensed Judy teacher, Ann Hartneby, was accepted this week into the field ministry program. She is taking classes this minute as this program is being recorded. And I know we are holding her in prayer, holding her in our heart with congratulations and love, and we'll hold her in prayer throughout the process. Today's message is Law and Order. At this time, I'd like to invite Linda Harr to read the daily word and lead us in prayer. Linda?
Forgive. I extend forgiveness to myself. Throughout my life, I have forgiven those who have hurt and disappointed me. In turn, I have been grateful when others extend understanding and forgiveness to me. Even though I have learned to be forgiving with others, I may still find it difficult to forgive myself for mistakes I've made, disappointments I have caused, and commitments I have broken. Today, I open my heart, and with love and compassion, I forgive myself. I remind myself and everyone that I make mistakes and deserve understanding and forgiveness, even me. I remember how the prodigal son's father received him with joy when he came home. This joy is mine when I let go of self-condemnation and finally come home to myself. And from Luke 15:20, we read, "But while he was still far off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran and put his arms around him and kissed him." And would you please pray with me today? Sweet Spirit, with all in this beautiful, beautiful universe that we have, today we come together to pray, to forgive ourselves. It's so much easier sometimes to pray, to forgive others. But when we turn our hearts within and we release and let go of our disappointments, our anger at ourselves, and release and let go and have that same compassion for ourselves, that is the grace, that is the greatest grace that we can allow. And with that, we bestow upon ourselves the same care, the same compassion that we would do for others. And to do upon ourselves, we cannot do upon ourselves what we cannot do for others. And with that, we do indeed show the Christ within to the Christ without. And with that, we say, it is so, and so it is. Amen and amen.
Well, I hope you're not disappointed if you thought today's message, entitled Law and Order, was going to be a nail-biting law enforcement legal drama. It's not. However, I do have a story. It seems there was a young girl named Alice who, when her mother told her it was time for bed, replied, "Mommy, please let me stay up longer. I have some serious Instead of seeing this as a stalling tactic, the wise mother said, "All right, sweetheart, when you get your thinking done, let me know." A short time later, Alice returned, ready for bed. Her mother asked, "What were you thinking about that was so important?" And she answered, "I was thinking about gravity. I decided that gravity is God at the center of the earth, keeping people right side up when the world is upside down." Well, it certainly seems like our world has been upside down the last year, has it not? Multiple events have transpired that we might call chaos. However, metaphysicians see chaos in a different light, if you'll pardon the pun. They suggest that we begin by acknowledging and accepting the presence of chaos, the darkness that might be present in our life experiences. Because the perfect divine energy that we call God expresses at every point of the universe, godness and goodness are always present, even in the chaos. Now, chaos does not necessarily mean a disorderly or confused mess. We can use chaos to break up crystallized thinking, thus opening a full range of infinite potential and possibilities. This means that even when things appear to be out of order, there is an order that we may not realize or understand. So in the past few weeks, we have been exploring the 12 powers, spiritual gifts within us that we can activate in order to express our true Christ nature, no matter what is showing up in the outer world. Today, we explore the power of order, the companion to the power of strength that we talked about last week. As Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore writes in The Mysteries of Genesis, order is the first law of the universe. Indeed, there could be no universe unless its various parts were kept in perfect harmony. Consider the sun rises and sets. Spring follows winter. The night sky sparkles with beautiful constellations in perfect patterns. The acorn drops and an oak tree begins to form. Even what we might call catastrophic, things like floods and wildfires, can be nature's way of adjusting conditions for long-term good for the environment. All growth cycles occur in perfect sequence because of the laws of nature. Linda Martella-Whitsitt writes in the book Divine Audacity, order is the architecture of the universe. Everything from the spiral of a nautilus to a hexagonal honeycomb, from infinity lines to ever-expanding circles, displays an orderliness that dizzies and dazzles scientists and theologians alike. Order fascinates us. We depend on it. And the order of the natural realm is a manifestation of spiritual order, a divine intelligence underlying all life and available to every soul's evolution. Yet, Winifred Hausman asked a compelling question in the book, Your God-Given Potential. Her question is, why is it that humankind, considered to be the highest form of life, seems to have so much difficulty in establishing harmony and orderly growth, while the plants, animals, and birds go right along living as they were intended to live? It's a good question. Her answer is that while all life forms have a built-in intelligence that helps them adjust to their environment, we humans are also given the freedom of choice. We are free agents with the ability to consciously and critically make decisions and determine the direction of our lives. In Unity, we teach that there is only one presence and one power in the universe and at work in our lives, God the Good. That which we call God is a dynamic force, constantly working to express around us, in us, through us, and as us. When things seem out of control, we can fall into fear and angst, or we can choose to manifest harmony as we acknowledge and call forth our spiritual power of order. Order is the power that we use to organize, adjust, and evolve. Whether you are planning a party, sending an email, painting a room, or doing almost anything, there is a certain order that will expedite the process. Like the other 11, the power of order operates at 3 levels: physical, mental, and spiritual. At the physical level, order works with strength to determine the way we arrange and sequence objects and events. The day the pews were all moved out of the sanctuary, our volunteers combined physical and mental order to create a sequential plan, loosen the bolts, label the pews in order to know where to put each one back, and finally, after all that was done, with one person strategically placed at each end, the actual lifting and moving began. The powers of strength and order used together. Now, in our human skins, we can use the power of order to organize our day or to accomplish a goal. We do that almost every day. If we fail to adequately activate this power, however, it can result in being unorganized, scattered, or messy. I vividly remember what our son's room looked like in his teenage days, closing all the doors when guests arrived. We can also, however, overdevelop this power by becoming obsessive about order and sequence. I once was in an elementary school and observed a teacher walking down the hallway with 3 second-grade boys behind her. She kept turning around, telling the boys to get in a straight line. I heard one boy whisper to the other, "Why do we need to walk in a straight line? This hall is wide and there are only 3 of us." I'd say he had a good point. Maybe this teacher had a tad of overdeveloped order. Used spiritually, the power of order is the outgrowth of our complete agreement and cooperation with spiritual law. I'm going to say that again. Used spiritually, the power of order is the outgrowth of our complete agreement and cooperation with spiritual law. This power helps us realize the harmony and wholeness of our spiritual nature. As spiritual beings, we can always turn within to the realm of the kingdom of heaven, where we connect with divine ideas like life, love, peace, and goodness. I remember the very moment when my husband was diagnosed with cancer. In the midst of the shock and fear, as I could barely take a breath, the thought came to me, "Jan, it's time to live the truth you know." The disciple who represents order is James, son of Alphaeus. He is also called James the Less, not because he was less important, but because he was a smaller man than James, the other disciple. James, son of Alphaeus, worked quietly and cooperated with the other disciples, just as the power of order works with the other 11 to establish harmony and evolution. It's a process of orderly, steady growth. James, in the Greek, the word James meant supplanter, and Alphaeus meant true spiritual man. So James, son of Alphaeus, represents replacing error thoughts with spiritual truths. The energy center for this power is behind the navel, where a complex nerve system establishes order in the lower body, and the color is emerald green. So just as there is in nature a constant effort to multiply, improve, and increase, there is also a constant urge in humankind to grow, unfold, and be more and more, never less than we were created to be. In the book, The 12 Powers, Charles Fillmore entitles the chapter on the power of order, spiritual law, and order, saying that Jesus was very clear about how we embrace divine law. It's not from the books we read, it's not from the classes we take or the messages we hear, it's certainly not from the rules created by religious authorities. Fillmore writes, Jesus arraigns the scribes and Pharisees before the court of divine law and charges them with a long list of crimes committed in the name of religion. At one point, in what is called the 7 woes of the Pharisees, there actually are 7, I'm going to share 3 of them. At one point, Jesus says, "Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You shut the door of the kingdom of heaven in other people's faces. You yourselves do not enter, nor will you let those who want to enter in." Again, he says, "Woe to you hypocrites! You give 1/10 of your spices, mint, dill, and cumin, but you have neglected the more important matters of the law, justice, mercy, and faithfulness." One more. "Woe to you, hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of the bones of the dead and everything unclean. On the outside you appear to people as righteous, but on the inside you are full of hypocrisy and wickedness." Well, Jesus, don't be shy. Tell them what you really think, right? Charles Fillmore says, all these woes are to those who are living the letter of the law instead of the spirit. Metaphysically, the Pharisees represent thoughts and consciousness that bind humankind to external forms of religion without understanding their real meaning. Fillmore says that Jesus was an iconoclast who realized that the Pharisees and high priests' foolish insistence on consistency, sort of like the teacher walking the kids down the hall, only this consistency was in creeds and dogma, outer rules and rituals, and it was all a hindrance to people's real spiritual growth. Jesus made it his business to break many of the Pharisees' man-made rules, including their 39 rules about what must be avoided on the Sabbath. Labor of any kind, even picking up a container of water, was punishable by death. Yet, on various Sabbaths, Jesus healed the sick, plucked grain, and traveled more than 3,000 feet, all acts that the temple leaders considered sacrilegious. But here's the point. Jesus considered them holy. He was following a greater law and showing us to do the same. And he told the religious leaders the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So to exercise our power of order, to connect with spiritual law, it's necessary to stand on a firm foundation. Remember last week we said strength requires us to stand on a firm foundation. And Jesus is absolutely clear about what that foundation is. He says, "The Spirit of truth shall guide you into all truth." And many, many times he said, that Spirit of truth lives within. Fillmore writes, when our minds are open to God every moment, we are ready to acknowledge the holy presence of the divine in our hearts. And every day is a Sunday, every moment is holy, every moment is divine. The true church is the heaven of God within, and wherever we are standing on holy ground. In at-one-ment with divine mind, all things are accomplished in peace and harmony, no stress and no struggle. Jesus told us, the words you see when you walk into our front doors, "You shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free." Free from the thought of looking to the outside world for fulfillment. Free from the tyranny of others' judgments, opinions, and rules. Charles Fillmore says, in effect, humankind can never be free until we know who and what we are and bring that knowing into manifestation by exercising it in divine order. Now, in New Thought, we tend to use the word divine order when things go well in our lives, or sometimes we use it when horrific things show up, saying to another person, "Oh well, it's all in divine order." Sort of a New Thought version of "it's all God's will." In their book, Get Over It, Drs. Paul Hesselbeck and Bill Holton write, most people get divine order out of order. This idea has been poorly understood and misused. The phrase is used more as a statement of resignation than the statement of power that it's meant to be. Actually, divine order exists all the time, just as God exists all the time, even though we may not always see it. Divine order means that everything happens in an orderly operation of universal laws. Laws such as the law of mind action and the law of attraction. Charles Fillmore defined divine order as the universal law of mind, idea, expression. Fillmore saw divine order not as a predestination or punishment, but as a point of power, the way we co-create with the divine. It works like this. We hold an idea in mind, like cleaning out a storage area or experiencing a healing. Then we imagine it, envision it, use our Christ powers to align in divine ideas and bring it into manifestation. As Linda Martella Woodsit writes, God is not some superhuman being imposing order on us. God is order, the underlying principle that underlies all and organizes all life. One with the intelligence of divine mind, we catch hold of divine ideas and bring them into expression. Now, actually, quantum physics has proved Charles Fillmore right. Quantum physics tells us that in any given moment, an infinite number of possibilities are possible, are there. Like attracts like, and when we focus on the good, we attract ourselves to that good. Our co-founder, Myrtle Fillmore, wrote that all experiences that try your faith are just opportunities for you to make the good manifest. So when I hold in mind that I am created in the image and likeness of God, I realize that not only my own innate goodness is always in and around me and is a good potential, but also that's true of all humankind. Each one of us is on this earth to be all that we can imagine God to be. Because we are God expressing, we can be agents of wholeness, agents of love, agents of peace. Drawing upon divine ideas, we become a force for good. In the words of Barbara Max Hubbard, we are neither optimists or pessimists, we are potentialists. We see the reality of our potential, and using our power of order, we are moved to fulfill it. So, as we begin to reemerge from the chaos of COVID, we embrace new opportunities to recreate ourselves, our spiritual communities, and the world. We ask now, at this point in time, what are we called to be? Maybe little Alice was right. Maybe the perfect divine energy that we call God is a force that keeps us right side up when the world seems upside down. Now is the time to realize that we are never, ever out of order. And so it is. God bless you and have a good week.
There's a holy hush around us as God's glory fills the place. I've touched the hem of His garment. I can almost see His face, and my heart is overflowing with the fullness of His joy. I know without a doubt that I've been with the Lord. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel His mighty power and His grace. I can feel the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
And so now I invite you, wherever you are, to become comfortable. Allow your body to relax and your mind to clear. Take a deep, restorative breath, breathing into that inner sanctuary of your own soul. And as you exhale, just let go of anything that is keeping you from being fully present in this holy moment. Breathing in, breathing out, know that every breath is holy, every breath is sacred, every breath is divine. And as you continue to breathe, be willing to shift your attention from the limited and changing outer world to the unchanging realm of divine ideas. In this consciousness, I invite you to take into your heart and soul the words of Unity co-founder Myrtle Fillmore, adapted from the book, How to Let God Help You. She writes, God not only created the earth and us, but perfect divine energy is actually the very essence of all that we see about us and all that is within us. We are free agents. We must learn to take and combine divine ideas into the souls and bodies that we are to use. It isn't that we are doing something by ourselves and consciously asking God outside of us to help. In reality, God, Spirit, divine mind is working through us, God's offspring, that whom Spirit conceived to be ideal creation and life. That is who we are. God has given us the power which God is, not just as any wise parent gives his children full freedom to become all that they are created to be. When you truly go to the Christ within yourself, instead of to your own human thoughts, you will receive whatever it is you need. When you drop thoughts of conditions, personal desires, personalities, and center your attention in God, giving thanks that God only is expressing and manifesting everywhere in the universe, then you will dissolve old Pharisaic error beliefs. Just rest your mind heart, emotions, and body in God mind. When you are truly thinking God, there is no stress, no struggle. As soon as you withdraw your thoughts and feelings from the things that you have invited and built up, they will dissolve. They will disappear. You will, in perfect order, move through the darkness of grief and failure into the light. By abiding in God mind, which means perfect order and satisfaction, you will build a new world of peace, joy, wholeness, and success according to the direction of Christ's ideas. So now I invite you to prepare to go into the silence for a few moments, bringing any worry or problem in your life into the light and replacing it with the divine ideas you wish to manifest. In the place of resentment, draw upon love and peace. In the place of discord, hold on to harmony. In the place of illness, know your wholeness. In the place of divisiveness, hold on to oneness. See perfect divine ideas manifest in your life. See your life expressed according to the law of divine order, mind, idea, expression. Do this now for a few moments in the silence. And now, as we come together as a greater spiritual community to support one another, we take what we are intended to be out into the world. By seeing the Christ in ourselves and all others, we not only strengthen our spiritual consciousness, but help others realize and express their innate divinity. We are grateful, and so it is. Amen and amen.
When I was a girl each week, on Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely hit my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. Let it be hard. scripture verse made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Used to be a world half bent, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. But I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
So now it is that time in our service where we pause, reflect, and give thanks for our many blessings. We so appreciate your continued support this past year in the form of prayers, encouraging notes, service, donations to our building projects, and love offerings. Your monetary work is absolutely necessary to further the work of our ministry. Whether you are a longtime member of First Unity or watching us for the very first time, you are important to our spiritual community. We know and affirm that we are one with divine source and each other. Please join me in blessing our many gifts. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. So we look forward to seeing you next week online. Thank you for liking us on Facebook and sharing our posts, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and following us on Instagram. In oneness, know that we are holding you in the sacred space of love, light, peace, and wholeness. Our service will end today with the song Peace Train, performed by Steve Schenkel and Deborah Sharn. Thank you.
About the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one, and I believe it could be someday it's going to come. 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides a peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Now I've been smiling lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Peace train sounding loud, the light on the peace train. Ooh, ah, yeah, ooh, ah, come on the peace train. Yes, peace train, holy roller, everyone jump up on the peace train. Ooh, ah, yeah, ooh, ah, come on the peace train. Get your bags together, go bring your good friends too, 'cause it's getting nearer, it soon will be with you. Now come and join the living, it's not so